We are live.
Cougars! Rain! Tacoma! Hi! Hey! Oh, I know. There you go.
Oh, and right out. Well, hi everybody. This is Jeanna and caretaker Elyse at the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. And we're here with Elyse today as she feeds the 3 wild cougar kittens who are, you may have seen run in the beginning, steal their lunch, and head back out again. But we're hoping they'll come back in for us again and say hello here. As you guys know, the 3 wild cougar kittens are fairly similar to the 4 wild and the 5 wild that we have. Hi, bud. And out he goes. You could see a little quick operant conditioning in there that Elyse did. She takes as many opportunities as she can. This is Rain here. Good girl. So I was saying these 3 kittens are similar to the 4 wild and the 5 wild because they were orphaned wildlife that did not have the opportunity to be rehabbed and released. So this is one of the options that they have, is to come to sanctuary. And so these 3 in particular just arrived, how long ago was that? 2-ish months, 2 to 3 months? So you can see they're still fairly young and smallish. Hi. Oh, you're going to eat for us? That's so nice. Is this Rainier?
This is Rain. Get Rainier.
Rainier. And she is the female in the group here. Oh, good girl. And this is Mr. Tacoma that just came in, grabbed a snack, and ran out.
Rain Rainier is the most forward of the 3, and she is a little smaller. She's a little lighter in the face, just for kind of showing you guys how we tell them apart. 1 second here while I reward her. Good girl. I know. There you go. And then we have Quincy right here. Hi, handsome. Good. And it might be hard to tell while these guys are kind of running in and out. But you guys saw Rainier is a little bit more forward. She's more apt to stay. She's also smaller, a little lighter in the face. And then Quincy, who just came in, he actually has a little split in his ear. That was from back when he was living out in the wild with Mom. He came with a little split in his ear, so it's easy to tell on the left side. If you guys are able to see that when he comes in, it's one of the ways that we can tell them apart. And then Tacoma is a little bit bigger. Hi, handsome. So this is Tacoma.
Let's get it back up.
Good boy. So they do kind of come and go right now. We're letting them do that, but we will be working with them, doing some more of the crate training with these guys because this is just a temporary space for them. So one of the things we're working on today, they also don't like to kind of eat in the same space as each other. Obviously, it's their food, so they want to have it. But we're going to be working with them to move because they're going to go to a larger habitat, actually out in our Cougar Cove area. If any of you guys that follow us, they'll be over kind of where the 5 wilds are. And that's a much larger space. They'll have perches and skywalks and different things to do. However, we do have to prep down in that area for them because they are still pretty young, and we are working with them and knowing that wildborns can be a little bit more difficult because obviously they feel they don't need a human in their life to tell them what to do. So we just try and have them work with us and just let us work around them, not necessarily they don't have to love us. So that's one of the things we're really hoping to get these guys moved out here. Hopefully, if the weather will cooperate with us. We've been having some pretty cold, snowy, rainy, icy days. So
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Oh.
So you have all 3. Just a second.
funny, as soon as Elyse moves the food bucket, they hear very well. I guess they wanted to let Elyse have a few minutes to tell their story before they came in for second helping. So as you heard Elyse say, we are hoping to move these guys. Elyse, do you mind if I put you on camera for a sec?
Sure.
Elyse did mention that we're planning to move these guys. Can you tell us a little bit about the plans for the move and how you go about something like that?
Sure. So one of the things that we do for these guys is obviously right now we're kind of working with training so that they're comfortable knowing that I'm asking them things. And then if any of you have watched any of our posts, like when we did their intake exam, we actually had crates set up here. And we'll ask them to come in so that they get comfortable to stay and eat in their own space. And that moving these guys when they're awake and getting their cooperation is far less intensive on them. Give me 1 second. Hi. Hey.
And it's pretty subtle, but if you could see in person here, you would see that Elyse is giving them commands and doing a little bit of training as each time they get food, so it helps get them used to living life in captivity.
And I'm kind of doing this lower because I don't want to be towering over them. That kind of, make them defensive. So one of the reasons why I'm down so low is it also helps them feel a little bit more secure coming up to get things where I'm pretty tall, so kind of standing over them isn't the greatest. And this will also help when we do the crate training with them, that they know where to come and kind of follow and do those kinds of things. So it's one of the ways that we start by in here and then move forward to more in advance, asking them to come into our shift crates.
Nice. Thanks, Elyse. And you guys may have seen us do this a few other times with a few other cats for a few different other reasons. But for these little wild-born ones, we know they're really active, very engaged, and it's super helpful for us to be able to communicate in their language with them. And operant conditioning helps us get there. I'll show you a little peek here. See that? What are they eating today, Elyse?
Today is chicken. So different chicken leg quarters. That's all I have today. But we alternate kind of beef. We also do a little bit of carcass feeding as well. When we get that in, it's good for them to get the bones and fur and organ meat as well for their dietary needs.
Awesome. You can see Elyse is suited up here not only in winter gear, because we have snow visiting us again today, but she's also wearing her gloves and a brand new protective mask that was made by some volunteers. So of course we had to have leopard print masks for the staff here, and they jumped on them and grabbed them right away. So thank you to our volunteers for doing that for us.
Hi, babe.
Come back.
Last one.
And out he goes.
Hello, last one.
And just like that, lunch is over.
And this is Quincy, so if you guys can see on
Hey,
his left
Quincy.
ear, he does have a little bit of a indentation there, so that's one way that we tell him apart. And he already had all of his. He came in first to grab some stuff, so I know, I'm sorry, buddy.
Just checking for more. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for joining us at the Wildcat Sanctuary here in Sandstone, Minnesota. We're coming to you from our quarantine area and checking out the 3 wild cougars while they had their meal today. As you guys know, we are not open to the public, so life at the sanctuary has been almost the same as it is. I see a face coming in. Other than the new protocols with face masks and gloves and a little bit more cleaning, we are staying happy and healthy here, and we sure hope that's the true for everybody out there too. So stay in touch with us on Facebook, check out our YouTube channel, and visit us at www.wildcatsanctuary.org. Thank you, everybody.